Special class, Professor Foquinha. About to start.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Left leg go.
So, what I want you guys to do is go around. You're going to be between elbow and shoulder. Hold your collar. These hands will go here. We're going to just do a spin around the head arm bar. But one thing that is important that a lot of people forget is the position of your head. So your head has to be low. Why? If Professor Felipe goes around me here, look, dá tipo uma esgrimada aqui. Look, he can hide, even if I was holding already my collar here, with his arm underneath my armpit, I lost the arm bar. Look, okay, so when I'm down here, if he tries to go now, he can. And if the guy insists when your head is down, he's trying to go in, look, it's a good time for you to set up your kimura. All right, this is not the first technique, I just want to give you guys an idea. All right, so 1, 2, forehead, no weight on your head, okay? Don't put weight on your head, but keep your head low. Now I'm gonna go north-south, right here. So my knees are touching his shoulders on both sides. What most people do, they try to move the arm across from here, this way, which sometimes can be hard, especially if the guy is hooking your shoulder, making like a bicep curl on your shoulder. That could be really hard. So what I do here first, I move that way. So my whole body goes forward. So I move my elbow loop. 1, 2, to get his arm straight. But I don't lose the elbow loop. The elbow's still here. I don't want to pass by the elbow and catch just the wrist. So here, elbow goes forward, my whole body follows. From here, I'm going to bring his arm across. And I'm going to try to keep his hand behind my head the whole time. So here, look, I shrug my shoulder, drive my head against his forearm right here. Now I go. Right here. So I start here, and I'm going to end up looking to the other side. From here, I think that's where it might be new for some of you guys. Most people, what they do here, they go 1, 2, fall back. Nothing wrong with that. But how many of you guys have gone around the head, when you're about to sit back, the guy goes like that, whoop, and you fall back without the arm? It happens to me all the time. I do a lot of arm bars. So I prefer, if I can, sometimes you cannot choose, but if I can, what I'll do is 1, 2, move forward, bring across. Now look, these legs right here, I'm going to try to touch my knee to my elbow. Right there. Because now look, if Professor Felipe brings his arm down, look, it hits my leg. So it doesn't get to the floor. Alright? So from here, foot has to be in, because if your foot is out like that, you're not going to be able to sit back. So foot always in. And try to get your knee as far forward as you can. Now just hold the other leg, fall back. Once I fall back, this knee comes up. Boom. Same position again. And my foot is under his shoulder right here, creating another leverage right there. One thing that is going to be important, guys, is how far. Imagine if I was on north-south. If I don't slide these feet forward enough, if I just go halfway, when I sit back, I cannot bring these knees up because his arm's going to be on top of my leg. So these foot has to go and get really close to his shoulder. So when I fall back, these knees free to come up and point up to the ceiling. So the other side right now. 1, block the hip so it doesn't follow you as you try to go north-south. Head down. 1 knee touching the shoulder, 2nd knee touching the shoulder. Move forward first, get his arm straight. Bring everything across without losing his arm. Keep the arm behind your head. That'll prevent him from making any grip on his other hand, on his collar, on his belt. Now these knee now will go forward. Post, fall back, knee up. So this is really important. Like in the end, close your knees together, thumb up, finish your arm bar right there. Move forward. Now we're gonna do a kimura. So I personally try to keep these hands behind my head the whole time, and I'll reach for it. Because if I go for a kimura, if I posture up here, his hand's gonna come down, he's gonna start holding his belt, his hand, which is fine. I'm in a much better position than he is, of course. I'm gonna try to break that grip. If I couldn't break that grip, I'll sit back to an arm bar, and now it's easier for me to break that. But if you can do a kimura without giving him a chance to grab onto something, it's always better. So once I get here, and his hand is behind my head, it's gonna stay behind my head. So I'll bring across here. Now look, I'll reach. So when I posture up here between his arm and my arm, Boom, he's already on. Okay? And make sure that his elbow is touching your chest. Don't do a kimura like that, pushing everything away. It's gonna take way more twisting, way more torque to finish. Just like a key lock. When you try to do a key lock from here versus doing from here, it takes way longer to tap. Same thing here. So elbow to your chest, then go. If you go here, look, twist, 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 the guy's not tapping. So elbow here, go right there. Make sure that you're not making the C grip. It's always monkey grip. Right here, closing the space right there. When you go this way, he extend his arms. Boom, you lose the grip. This way, it's always closed. All right? So here and go. If you need to post one of your legs up, it's always the leg behind the guy. Here, there you're gonna post. If you post this one, you're giving him space to move his head out that way and then elbow to the floor. That's always the defense, guys. What I said in the beginning about the arm bar, you want your leg here so the elbow hits your leg, it doesn't go to the floor. Every time that your arm is in danger, the defense, elbow to the floor. You always turn towards the side of the arm that is being attacked. Okay? So kimura, same thing. If the guy is able to turn into you, he's gonna get out of the kimura. So we're already here. Make sure your knees are touching the shoulders. You don't want to be too far back here. So knees touching the shoulders is a good way to measure distance as well. Every time you don't feel the shoulder with your knee, means that you need to move forward. So here, move forward, get the arm straight, bring it across, reach back. Now look, as I push his hand down, my head comes up, boom, grip, and I pull in towards my body. Then just twist until you get a tap. Or if you need, here, and turn. All right, make sure you guys are not doing, pushing away everything and turning. That's all, that's all. So, if you cannot keep the hand behind your head the whole time, that I know that is hard, you just need to be ready to grab the wrist. So, you find it here. And when I brought the hand across, his hand came down. Look, boom, I'm there already. I don't wait. Even if he makes a grip, that's fine. But I want to make sure that I get here right away, because this is a very good dominant position. He cannot turn into you anymore if I put pressure down here. Even if he does, let's say the guy's super strong, it's going to be the position of your shoulder that is going to matter. Because if I leave this gap right here, his elbow's going to go down, boom, and even hurt your wrist. I don't know if you guys noticed that. It's almost like a wrist lock. But if I feel that he's really turning into me, look, I position my shoulder behind his elbow. Now I'll try to turn, look. Felipe is a pretty strong guy, he cannot move. All right, if I push forward again, adjust. If I can knee on top of the other arm, boom, break, kimura, or sit back to the armbar. When you do a kimura first, you can always go back to the armbar. If you go armbar first, it's hard to go back to the kimura. Here already. On this case, when you switch hands, we're not gonna go collar. We're gonna just cup the triceps, okay? Professor Felipe has nice muscular triceps, so it's a good grip right there. So right here, make sure, don't leave your elbow down. Because the first thing we're gonna do is a spinning arm bar. So I need to get underneath the arm. I need to get underneath the arm. So if my elbow is here, it's gonna be in the way. So pull your elbow up, and always cupping here, a little bit above the elbow, just like that. Same thing, drive your head against his arm to make it tighter. And also, because I'm holding the tricep like that and he cannot drive his elbow to the floor, I don't need to place my leg here. So this is going to be a much quicker arm bar. The same one that we do, if you think about it, it's going to be the same thing that we do when we go knee on the stomach and the guy goes to push your knee. Boom. Here, same thing. But I'm going to do from side control. And I'm not going to go knee on the stomach. So 1, 2, hand on the floor. I'm going to pull myself around. So I want to get here. I want to be perpendicular to him in the end. So if my hand goes here, it's not wrong, but what's going to happen is I'll go 1, 2 to get there. If you go with your hand across right away, it's one movement and you get there. All right? So pretty simple. Here, cup the triceps, pull the elbow on top of your partner's stomach, hand, go across. Now I'm going to come up with his leg, and in one motion, I'm going to go around, and my knee is going to pop up around his stomach. So up, slide, 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 knee up. Now I fall back, start controlling his wrist right there. So one more time. So here, cup, elbow in, hand goes like in a 45-degree angle. If it goes 46 or 47, it's not going to work. So here, up, slide, 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 knee comes up, fall back. One thing that happens when you're going live, you go, you get here, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna spin and arm bar him right away. But the problem is a lot of times the guy has these hands here. And it's hard for you to go around his hip, especially when you're doing arm bar with these hands, because I don't have these hands to block his hip like we did on the first one. So here, I try to go around his head. Look, he keeps the arm stiff right there, and I'll never get there. I'm gonna be here forever. So what I want to do, and it's hard for you to step over his head from here as well, because we're so close to the floor, so close to each other. So I'm gonna go without releasing these grips. The grip's gonna stay the same. Knee and stomach. Because now I'm taller. Okay, so it's easier for me to step over the head right now. So one, but I'm not gonna go here. I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna fall back. So shrug your shoulder, both hands right on top of the elbow, press down until you get a tap. Yeah, these ones are worth a lot of money, guys. So here, elbow in, you try to go and he's blocking you, go up near the stomach, step. Only works if the arm is on this side, guys. Only works when you're using these hands, all right? You step, fall back, but don't fall all the way back because you're gonna lose everything. So once again, 45 degrees, 46 doesn't work. So here, shrug, drive your head, make sure he's not changing the position of the elbow. So there, I personally like to go here and press down. You guys can go here because you can feel the elbow better and just press down. Either way works just fine. I'm just used to doing this way. So just press down until you get a tap. All right, so this way is a good way to trick the guy because 99% of the attacks, people are gonna go around. That's the most traditional attack there, especially from your stomach. So when you sit back, it's usually a good surprise movement. So 1, 2, step, fall back, shrug, drive. Even if he goes to his knees, look, he can come on top. Still works. And or anything like that. Professor Felipe doesn't want to keep his arm here, right? Because this arm here has there's no reason to be here. He's not going to be able to do anything to create space with the arm this way. He needs to get his arm underneath so he can start pushing and everything. So everybody wants to bring the arm back, right? So, and this is one of the attacks that I get people the most. I swear to God, and it's super simple. So I'm here. As soon as I get there, I'll make it a big deal. It is a big deal because it's hard to get here. So I'm gonna shrug, I'm gonna hold really tight. So just control, control, control. Now these hands gonna come up just like I'm answering the phone right here. And now everything's kind of loose because I want him to bring his hand back in. So tap. All right. So these hand is just waiting, and all of us, me, I want to bring that hand back in. So these hand is ready. Look. Remember, same thing. If you try key lock from here, it's gonna take forever for the guy to tap. So as soon as you pin his hand down, bring it down first, then lift. Oh, tight shoulders, huh, Professor? So, and here, once again, talking about the monkey grip versus the C grip. This, very bad, because he's gonna extend his arm, he's up. So that's the way you should grip. Kimura, key lock is always this way. All right, you don't want to lose the position because of a silly mistake like that. Another thing, if the guy spent some time in Brazil, so he's really smart, he doesn't want to bring the hand back in, what are you gonna do? I need to force his hand down. Okay, there are two ways to do it. You can ask the guy, hey, put your hand down so I can finish you, or you can actually place his hand there, which is hard from here. Look, I have no leverage to force the hand that is behind my head to the floor. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move towards you guys, all right? So my hand from here will go closer to the elbow, right here, right on his elbow joint, right there, and I'm gonna get moving. See how my shoulder is little by little getting closer to his wrist? Look at my right shoulder right here, look. I don't open his elbow too much because I don't want his elbow going to the floor, so my wrist is still underneath his arm, but I move forward. Now look, hand goes to the floor, look, just going across. Boom, and I'm in.
Boa!
Sai, professor!
100 quilos, sai de Malta Tech.
Sai com 100 quilos!